Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for the best real estate podcast online. It is time for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live with Mike and Dave Elkins, presented by Elite Realty Group.
I'm going to give you some real estate information now, as we always like to do each and every time we have this show. We like to give you some real estate information, and we're going to do that now. We're going to talk about today 4 unknown expenses that happen when, again, you're purchasing a home, because they are expenses that people look at. People's always concentrated on what's my payment going to be.
Right.
And when they're getting qualified for their loans and all that stuff, they're looking down at that, and they look at just strictly that payment. Well, there's other things that you need to be aware of other than what's your mortgage payment going to be. Of course, unless you're paying cash. And some of these, even if you're paying cash, are going to be an expense to you that we want to make you aware of today. Again, we give you this information because we want you to be the most prepared consumers that are out there. Right. We want you to have the information. We want you to have the knowledge before you ever go into the process of purchasing a home, because after all, this is probably going to be the largest purchase that you ever make in your life. Right. Is your home, your vacation home, whatever that is. It's going to be a big purchase. So we want you to be prepared. So let's talk about 4 unknown expenses that you need to be prepared for when you go to purchase a home. The first one you of course have your mortgage payment, but in addition to paying the purchase price for the house, you have a little thing called taxes.
That's right. That's right.
Specifically to a home, property taxes.
Tax.
Now, those property taxes, depending on where you live, depending on the state, depending upon, again, the city, the county, wherever you live in this great country of ours, it's going to really vary as what your property taxes are.
You can see a big difference here in our counties, just from just one county to the next. They vary so much.
And you can see a difference from city to county where we live right here in Tennessee. But those taxes, again, that is an expense that a lot of people, when they're looking at the purchase of a home, they look at, again, that monthly payment, or I'm giving X amount of dollars for a home, and they forget that the taxes have to be paid on that property, whether it's completely paid for, or, again, whether you're paying a monthly payment on that. Now, here is the good news for you. Most people, if you're paying a monthly mortgage payment, they have their taxes right in that payment.
Right.
So it's not a separate tax bill that you have to remember to pay.
Right.
However, with your taxes being in that payment, what does that do to the payment?
That makes your payment go up.
Absolutely, because now not only are you paying your mortgage payment, but you're paying your taxes also along with that.
Right.
So you may be looking at, well, I can afford a $500 house payment. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Right.
I can afford a $500 a month house payment. I can afford a $2,000 a month house payment. Well, in that house payment, in that mortgage payment, you need to make sure that your taxes are included in that.
Right.
But again, if it's $2,000, will it be $2,200 with your taxes? Will it be $2,500 with your taxes?
And a lot of times the lender is going to tell you that they're going to tell you what the payment is.
Right.
And so, again, that you need to go ahead and ask them. Very good question. I want to know what it's going to be with my taxes and insurance, because they figure that right in with it. But what I'm saying is make sure that you know that's the payment, and not like I think I'm paying $500 a month for my payment, and you really are.
Yes.
But if you want your taxes and insurance wrote on it, it might be $625.
That's right.
Know that.
It may bring that up for sure, but that's going to be, again, those are those little things, again, that sometimes creep up on people. It's that unknown expense that happens of being a homeowner. Now, I highly suggest, if there's a way to get your taxes in your payment, get them in there.
Sabrina just said makes life easier. That is true, because I'm not the person that wants to come up at the end of the year or whenever they send out these taxes and say, okay, you owe me $2,800 or whatever. I have no clue what it would even be. I have no clue what my taxes are because it's on my payment. So that's just, now I did hear that you get a little bit of a discount if you pay them all once. But again, that's not for me.
Sure. It does make it a whole lot easier. It just makes life easier to get that in your mortgage payment, to be able to pay that on a monthly basis. That way you don't have to come up with those additional charges at the end of the year. Now, but the sad thing is, here's why we're telling you about that. There are thousands of people thousands of people that lose their properties, some of them paid for. Mm-hmm. Some of them totally don't have a mortgage on it.
Right.
And there's thousands of people each year that lose their properties because of unpaid property taxes. Back taxes, they don't pay that. They're sold then at an auction to someone else, and someone else takes over that home. And again, because of unpaid property taxes.
Again, I have no clue what my taxes are, but you think if they was $2,000 a year, I have no clue what they are. If it was $2,000 a year and my house was paid for free and clear, would that not be horrible?
Yes.
To lose your house over that.
That's exactly right. You know what I mean? Over that particular price. But it happens. It happens. And we want you guys to be prepared for those, again, unknown expenses of things that you may see. Now, I don't know the rules, and it's above my pay grade. Yes. But again, that's something you would want to talk with your closing attorney, your title company, your mortgage people. You want to talk to them about those kind of things. Should you be getting that? Again, you want to make sure that that's paid. So that's number one. That's something that you want to be prepared for. Are your property taxes? What do you got for number two? I can see you're reading diligently.
Yeah, I'm trying to read over here.
What's number two?
So number two, we just talked about taxes. Let's go ahead and throw another thing on your payment is your insurance.
Right.
Again, depending on the size of the house, what all you're insuring is going to depend on your payment. You got to have homeowners insurance.
You better have.
Yeah.
If you got a mortgage, yes.
I don't even know. Yeah, okay. So, but yes.
I don't know if you don't have a mortgage. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue. So. I would not recommend it. No. So again, there's other things you can insure. You can insure all that stuff inside your house.
Sure,
the contents.
Yep.
So, but again, make sure that you go ahead and include that insurance on your payment, because if you don't and you miss a payment, and something happens,
yes,
here we are.
Just happened. Scenario that just happened right here in our office, literally last week. We've got a very nice couple that's purchasing a home. Mm-hmm. They have talked to the mortgage, pre-qualified, everything's in line, got the taxes, everything. Well, it come time to go shopping for insurance. They got their payment where it needed to be with the mortgage person.
Right.
They got the taxes in there, but then it came time to insure.
Right.
Well, they went to talk to the insurance agent, and when those fees came back, the insurance on the property was going to be a whole lot more than what they initially anticipated, because again, of fire hydrants, the proximity where the house was, so on and so forth. And so again, they were like, okay, well, if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be.
Right.
Let's include that on their payment. Well, when they put it on their payment, it literally raised their payment almost $200 a month, just for putting the insurance premiums on and in that payment to be paid monthly. It really raised their price. So again, we're talking about unknown things that people don't think about, people that they just don't look at. They don't look at those things. And they can really, and they are a very real cost, though, that happen. Again, the property taxes and the insurance both can be included into as an escrow portion of your mortgage payment, and then your mortgage company pays those premiums for you. But if you don't have those mortgages, you don't have that, your property taxes, and I highly recommend you insure your home.
Very good point here Nancy just made. She said, and if your taxes go up, so does your payment.
Absolutely.
Something to keep in mind.
Absolutely. Because we see so many people, and I'm telling you, this is a mistake. Again, we're bringing some heat here today, but we want to tell you the truth. We don't want to mislead you and take you down a road that, again, 2 years from now, this house is going to be getting foreclosed on, because we don't want to see that. We want the home that you choose to purchase. We want to see you in that till you want to go, or till you need to move up or downsize or whatever. But again, a lot of those things are just, they're unknown for people. They look at those, and so we see so many people purchase a house, and they stretch every penny they have, and they put in this house because it's my dream house. And they, again, spend every penny they have. And I'm sitting here today to tell you, that is a mistake.
They get themselves so tight.
They get so tight that, again, if they need an extra topping on their pizza, they can't buy it. They can't get it because every penny has to go to that mortgage payment. But then you get back, who said that? Nancy, you said?
Yes.
So then what happens of what Nancy said? The insurance goes up.
The taxes goes
up. The taxes go up. And Lord, if you don't think that stuff's going up, you're in the wrong place. Taxes and insurance, man, you got to have them, so they're going to keep going up. By the way, mine ain't never went down, but maybe yours has. But they're going to keep going up. guess what happens to the payment? Nancy hit the nail on the head. Your payment goes up. If you're already stretched to the limit already,
right,
and that payment goes up, there is trouble in paradise.
Yes.
So you want to be prepared for those things. We're giving you the information.
Siobhan said that's called house poor. That's true.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We've seen a lot of people get house poor.
Absolutely.
Let's see
really
here.
Good. That
a couple
really
things.
Good.
So Sabrina said her video messed up. She don't know if her comment did, but Sabrina, I did see where you say I shared it.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. She also said, yeah, you never know when your basement might flood. They just had some water in their basement.
I did too.
Very good point.
Give us the point,
made by Karen.
I like when they give a good point.
This is great. She said, if I ever buy another house, I'm going to go to the utility company and see if they can get a 12-month history. That way you don't have to worry about getting those $500 utility bills.
Absolutely. Perfect lead in.
This is leading us right in.
She might have our notes at her house.
Can you see our notes?
The third unknown expense that you need to be aware of are your utilities. How many people, with a show of hands, has had enormously large utility bills this winter season, right? Yes, but you got to pay that, right? That's got to be done. You got to have those things to have the lights on in your dream home,
right,
your condo, your apartment, whatever you're buying. You got to have the heat and the lights on to be able to stay there. But again, a lot of people will look at and say, I can afford the $1,000 a month payment on this 3,200 square foot house. And they forget, you got to heat that 3,200 square foot house. You got to put power to every room. You got to have air. You got to have all of those things. And again, you're coming from a smaller house that you were used to $200.
Right, you was paying rent on a 1-bedroom apartment somewhere. You know,
you're thinking, my power bill is just this.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a
double the
$100 power bill. Yeah, and then you get that $475 when it rolls in when it gets cold.
And again, if you stretched on the payment, it's oh no.
Right.
You got to make a choice at that point. So again, that's an unknown expense again that people don't think about when they're going to purchase their dream home. But guess what? Because you guys are in the house today, you're going to be aware of those things. You're going to look at them. You're going to know about them because we want you to be the most prepared people when you go about purchasing a home. So that's number 3. What's number 4 and the last one?
We're saving it the best for last, but Sabrina's kind of already touched on it too.
Yep.
Is repairs.
Yes.
You never know when that roof's going to start leaking.
Nope.
You never know when that sink's going to start leaking. You never know when that toilet's going to keep running.
That's true.
You never know when that refrigerator's going to tear up.
Man, you could be writing a song.
I might be writing a song here. I have no clue.
You never know when your toilet's going to break. You never know when.
I feel like that's a Sesame Street song.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like I was in Cookie Monster's house there for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
But that's pretty good.
So, but again, when you're the renter,
you just never know. I feel like we're having Sesame Street.
Yeah. Like somebody needs to come beat up. So,
tore him up right there. See, I got you that
when
time.
You're that renter and the roof starts leaking, what do you do? Toot, toot, toot. Hey, Mr. Landlord. Yeah, my roof's leaking.
But when you're purchasing, you just never know. I want to write a song.
Can somebody get me a guitar?
I want to write a song, So again, that's the 4th unknown expense, are your repairs and your maintenance. Those things have to be done. Because if they go undone.
I just think myself Bob across there like Elmo.
If they go undone, it's going to cost you a whole lot more money again. That insurance is going to get hit then, which the premiums are then going to, as Nancy said, they're going to go up. The taxes are going to go up. Those are 4 known expenses that you want to be prepared for. You want to look for, and we want you to be prepared for. So we dropped that nugget right here on the show today.
We thank each and every one of you for listening to today's podcast. Tune in for future episodes by subscribing to our channel and get the latest and greatest real estate information right here on Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by Elite Realty Group. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.